Motorola presented on the IFA here in Berlin a table full of new features, full house. Let's start from the left. This is the new Moto G. Here we have the Moto X and of course the Moto 360. Let's start with this one. At least in Europe, Germany, it will be a recommended retail price of 199 euros. And we have again, it's by the way, really the name, it's just the new Moto G. No, not kidding. We have now a 5-inch display, 720p, meaning 720 by 1280 pixels, so a lot bigger than the old one. And especially, let me show this one over here, we now have, yes, dual SIM. Micro SIM over here. Both support 3G. The G doesn't support LTE, so that's all you can have. But of course, we have that dual SIM functionality. And over here, we have the micro SD slot, officially supporting up to 32 gigabyte. Internal memory is 8 gigabyte, just like on the first one. As I said, no LTE, but dual cell HSPA, meaning you have downloads in 3G networks from up to 42 megabit per second. And we have, now stereo front speakers here. And you do not have the Moto Maker program. You know, in some countries you can, I'm explaining this with the Moto G, with the Moto X over here. But on the Moto G you will have these covers, and this is just some examples. So you can plug over your back cover down here and have a total new design. And by the way, it's at 8 megapixel cameras, videos in 720p. And as I told you, recommended retail price 199 euros, starting right now. Okay, let's come to the Moto X. Here we have an example with a, that's real wood over here. It's not just looking like wood. If you look very carefully, you will see almost the surface of that wood. You can feel it, you can see it. I love that really much. And especially this over here, this is leather and not looking like leather. It's almost smelling like leather because it is really true leather. And you can, in the Moto Maker, configure your phone the way you want it. Let's say this element over here, the back side, the front, this one over here. And you can especially have a 32 gigabyte internal memory version, while in the normal sale you just will have a 16 gigabyte internal memory, and you do not have an SD card, again, like on the previous Moto X. So this is all you have. So I would suggest, if you're a heavy user, just to go to the 32 gigabyte version, and this one you will get in the Moto Maker. Prices are, for the normal one, the regular one in the retail, we have a 16 gigabyte for 499 euros, at least here in Europe, Germany. In the Moto Maker, the same device will have 529 euros. But as I told you, 32 gigabyte version you will have in the Moto Maker, exclusively for 579 euros. So that's something you should keep in mind. Just while we start, you will see over here we have 4 sensors on the outside, but that's not the final design. This is all beta, so do not watch these things, please. But I can demonstrate you. For example, if you are in standby mode, you have your hand right near here. As you can see, it's very sensitive. You will have that typical, as you know from the former Moto X, these preview that you have missed calls or whatever has happened in this case. And it's a no AMOLED. It's again AMOLED, but now we have a 5.2 inch display instead of 4.7, 720p in the former one. Now full HD, meaning you have a bigger screen, a better screen because of the higher resolution, higher pixel density. And as you can see, like let's say here in the app launcher, these very small texts over here, you can really read very great. This is extremely impressive. Coming to the specifications, you have that Snapdragon 801 processor, meaning 4 cores by 2.5 gigahertz, 13 megapixels camera. Videos, by the way, now in 4K, meaning 4 times full HD. And if you're wondering, this one over here, this is not a button or something, it's just the Motorola logo. But over here, that ring, you can see, I'm trying to get this right and so that you can see in this light over here, you have two LEDs, white LEDs on the back side over here, left and right. But this construction over here, this ring will, yeah, let's say have like a mirror or something that is just that the flash will be a little bit more regular. So we have to wait for the final test how this looks like, but this is might be a great idea, let me tell it like that. As you can see over here, we have a very flat design beginning from 3.8 millimeters on the corners, on the edges, up to 9.9 millimeters in the middle, 144 grams. So it's not lightweight, but because it's so much curved over here on the back side, it's really resting great in my palm. We have a metal ring around here. So great material, great feeling, great ergonomical feeling. I really love that one. Even if it's bigger than the old one, it's not feeling much bigger. Yeah, here we have, as I told you, a no SD card. The battery is fixed, is built in 2300 milliampere hours, but we have LTE and of course dual say HSPA and everything you want to. And because this one is already telling me that I have to remind you that of course we will have all the speech functionality like in the old one and more. I can't demonstrate this here, we do not have the time for that, but Motorola told me that you now can, let's say, post completely Facebook apps or WhatsApp, YouTube. You can say, for example, okay, Google or whatever you have programmed in your software over here, how your wake up command will be. You can say, okay, Google, make a selfie or whatever, and this gesture thing and whatever. This will be more coming up as soon as we have more time and the final products on the table. This will be starting on the beginning of October, at least here in Germany, but I guess in all over Europe will be close at that date. And this will be for up to 499 euros. We have spoken about that. And now let's come to this one. This is the Moto 360. As you can see here, this is the cradle. This is for charging the device, and let's say, for example, if you're having it besides your night table or something, this is dimming very low, but you can see, I hope you can see it in the video too, just your the time. And yeah, first impression is, oh, well, we have that stainless steel frame, we have leather, and it's looking big, and 11 millimeters is for a smartphone in these times big, but do not watch my watch because it's not a very expensive one, but nevertheless I'm trying to get this one here on the same level so that you can see mine is really bigger. It's not looking like that, but so let's say for men watches this is quite normal size. Android Wear, of course, so meaning you have, let's just have a look. It's touchscreen, of course, and you can change, let's say, let's pick this one. You can change the interface of the watches, and you will have, of course, all functionality that you will have in your Google Now. For example, these cards over here. What's up going now? Oh, this is all beta, so I'm trying to figure out how to do this. Normally you could switch over here from up to down, but maybe I've closed all my cards again. But normally you could swipe from the bottom to the middle over here to get more notifications, for example, weather, and you know that from Android Wear and from Google Now. You can do everything with Google Now you can do here on the Moto 360. For example, you can say, okay Google, wie wird das Wetter morgen? Meaning, how is the weather tomorrow? And he's understanding that and giving you the weather report for tomorrow. And as you can see, here is regarding everything I'm saying here, but now I'm stopping this one. But you know how this works, so you will have the total support. It's LCD, nevertheless, it's extremely high contrast. I always thought this must be an AMOLED display, but it's not. Motorola is telling me it's a special backlight, LCD backlight. And if you're wondering what this black thing down there is, here we have some sensors. For example, a light sensor, so dimming the brightness of the display depending on the surrounding lights. And it's 1.5 inches, 330 by 12 by 290 pixels, and a resolution of 205 ppi. The Moto 3G is 360. I'm sorry. Moto 360 is coming again in the beginning of October, 6th of October. Yeah, 6th of October. And the price, at least in Europe, Germany, is 249 euros. Well, now he's going back to his cradle. Thanks for watching. These are the new devices from Motorola here in Berlin on the IFA. Thanks for watching. Please try to recommend my channel and to subscribe to it. Thanks in advance and take care.